There's something kind of refreshing about a game like this being kind of quick and lean, admittedly. Oh my fucking god. It's just so much stuff. From Z. I hope I get to keep the blindfold. Michael, I recently got word that I've been reassigned to some undisclosed location. I am told I'll have to be sedated in transit to and from the assignment so as to maintain secrecy. And to add insult to injury, they're only paying me double my normal rate for all this inconvenience. What a mess. Anyway, the thought of being helpless and blindfolded made me think of you. How are you, darling? Jesus Christ. They gave Z and Scarlett a lot more personality and made Mina incredibly boring. While also being somebody who's lying to you the entire time, and like I could fucking sniff it from like the moment it, like there barely even had any context for why she would be lying at the beginning, and I was already like, she's lying to me, isn't she? And then she was lying to me. What a fucking surprise. When I think of you, I think of my helpless and blind grandmother. Jesus Christ. Z, I'm quite certain this undisclosed location is the headquarters of my old agency. The whole sedated transit in and out sounds like an elaborate, but certainly effective method of location control. I need your assistance on this matter. I have no other solid leads on how to pinpoint the facility's location. If you'd be willing to wear a tracking device for me, I could track your signal and kick down the front door. At which point I'd be more than thrilled to have your fire support on my side. Consider my offer and contact me ASAP. Thank you. M. Thornton. Is Z gonna be my way in? Got Shaheed. Mr. Thornton. I often wonder how it would be, how it is that you could so easily pull the trigger on my friends, but not bring yourself to kill me. Perhaps there are two kinds of justice in the American mind. Mercy for the rich and the influential, and slaughter for the nameless stranger. Pull the trigger on my friends. I didn't kill your friend. He got killed by the... I specifically did not kill the other guy in your organization. The other guy killed him. The world may call me a patron of violence and an architect of murder, but let no one deny that I am a man of my word. When you came to kill me, I promised that when you learned of the truth, I would come and speak to you again. As I promised not to hide, I will tell you this face to face, not over the computer. Shaheed. Oh, he's talking about the fact that I killed all of his men up until the point I spared him. Not afterwards. Like, well, you revealed a conspiracy, as it turned out. Oh, dang. Oh, dang, it's that guy. I'm sorry if it's mean that I'm making fun of his name. I'm not really making fun of it, I'm just joking about it because it perfectly sounds like another thing. Information Alpha Protocol. Mr. Thornton, I will spare you any pleasantries. The Chinese secret police suspect there is an agency known as Alpha Protocol, operated by American agents, but without the official public backing of the US government. I say suspect because there have been no confirmation. Attached is the information I could find on the matter. No doubt you'll find this information to be of use. OD. Look at all these allies I've made, half of which I've made basically on accident along the way. Stephen Heck? F yeah. Mike, I have important news. I totally did it. 2 chicks at once, hell yeah. What are you up to? My contacts have been asking me for info on the big old Michael F. Thornton. What is your middle name anyway? I got stoned off my ass and a Minotaur told me it was Finnegan, but I doubt the credibility of his argument. So yeah, the Russian, the Euros, the Chinese, a ton of agencies are looking out for a Thornton matching your ugly mug. Don't worry, it's me. We go way back. Remember that time I told you about the 2 chicks at once? Anyway, sounds like you've been a busy boy. Drop me a line sometime. Heck. I don't like the X options in this game. Jesus Christ, Mike. Stephen. Congratulations on your conquest. I'm sure the ladies involved were of unquestionable breeding and refinement. I don't like that either. I haven't assassinated anyone yet, which is why I'm writing. I have unfinished business with my former employer. I have a violent homecoming on my hands. I'd like to have your special brand of belligerence on my side. Location ETA currently unknown. I'll arrange a drop with my PDA. On it will be instructions for tracking me once the main event begins. Consider it an open invite to crack some heads. The Y option is the best one at this point. I'm guessing she sent me this before I told her to fuck off. Found this email you might find interesting. I intercepted an internal memo sent to Leyland. Mr. Leyland, I've run the numbers and we're short of our projections for this quarter. Our stock price is rebounding, but we've been unable to return to last year's high. Investor confidence is dwindling, and we're in no position to report why so much money has been taken out of our Western and Eastern general funds. I remain rather optimistic. We've created for ourselves a good deal of fertile soil in Russia, Italy, and Taiwan. Sure, we've had a few threads unravel, but it's such as the cost of doing business. The EU is a small push away from the Patriot Act-style panic. Moscow's underworld remains a profitable, even if unstable, cash crop. And the Sung incident has turned Taiwan into a wellspring of defense contracts. As per your request, I moved the sum you requested for your personal security entourage, though I regret to inform you that I could not fulfill some of the personnel and hardware requests included in your missive. I apologize for the inconvenience. K. Jacobson, Director of Special Projects, Halbach International. Scarlett's in Rome? Or Rome. Hi, Mike. Dropping a line before the next shoot. You keeping up with the news at Rome? Some kind of shootout occurred at the art museums. Some American citizens were killed. I'm on assignment in Rome quite a lot. Funny to think I could have been a wrong place, wrong time victim. Not really. No. The person who died was working for the person who killed them. They got killed by their own boss. It's not, they weren't chosen randomly, but I guess you don't know that. For some reason I thought of you when I heard it, so just checking in. The world keeps getting around. Sorry about that. Now take a drink of water. The world keeps getting wound tighter and tighter. I'm worried it's going to pop any day now. Alright, time to go. Looks like they're ready for the photographer. Talk to you later. Another one. Addendum to JR Debrief. An addendum to my report. I don't think the operation's unsalvageable. I remain confident that we could attempt the same scenario in any number of cities in Europe. While I realize time, manpower, and money will need to be reinvested, the game plan itself is not spoiled. The false flag could still be run up the pole and the public would be none the wise. While Agent Thorton, I'm still trying to pin down his real name, was indeed a compromising factor to the mission, he's in no position to go to the authorities or the media. They'd sooner turn him over to the US State Department than believe a word he has to say. With that said, I would only recommend a restart of the operation after Thornton is neutralized. He is a capable agent, skilled, professional, and not so easily swayed by his emotions. I would almost recommend we try to recruit him as one of our own, were it not for the events of Rome no doubt spoiling any goodwill he might have ever had for our organization. C. Marburg. You did that, you fucking idiot. Like, he was trying to negotiate with me, like, maybe you should leave, maybe you should let me go, like, we're probably done here, right? And it's like, you just murdered the person that I quote-unquote care about. I'm just gonna go along with it. Right in front of me, out of spite, after I already beat you. Like, by your own logic, you didn't go by that shit. I had already won, the mission was over, the bombs were defused, you had nothing to gain, but you specifically made a point of executing her in front of me. But then it's like, but then after that, you're like, oh, maybe you should let me go, your mission's over, right? It's like, you fucking idiot. But also, like, I just keep letting him go. And it's very frustrating. I have so many chances to shoot him, and I just don't do it. Ugh. Thank you, darling. I love a man who makes me laugh. And you, my dear, make me laugh all the morning long. You see, I checked my work email and found an email entitled Operation Jolly Roger Debrief. When I read it about how one little American agent foiled Marburg's assignment. An assignment that cost the company millions of dollars and required hundreds of personnel working across 3 continents. I got all weak in my knees with laughter. I think I should send Conrad a "sorry you're an incompetent old man" card. Z. That might be it. How's my money doing at the moment? Still not high enough at the moment. Shit. Time to sell everything on this screen. And then this one. This game's feeling pretty over, so fuck those entire selections of equipment. I should double check what it might be better for that slot and then get that next. I want tank mode armor, damn it. The advanced stealth armor's back. Ooh, that's 60. That one's 55. Ooh, 80. Advanced combat armor. Plus 55. 145. We're almost there already. Let's just deck out what I've got right now and sell off everything I'm not currently wearing. I want to be a little careful with armor because I'll get bonus slots, won't I? I think this is the first equipment of the game still that I'm wearing, isn't it? Oopsie. It's just a bigger version of the other one. Oh, that's all I've got, too. If we assume I have 4 slots, then I want to leave 4 of these open. That's damage. Ooh, damage resistance. I've got a few little damage resistance slots. Increased endurance, that's also good. The ammo pouch isn't particularly important. I don't have much to sell here, though. But let's check my weapon. Silencer Mark III does more damage. I'm surprised I've never in the entire game found a single magazine for a pistol, apparently. Unless I sold them and forgot. -1 damage, +1 accuracy. That should be good. Don't think I need the normal ammo pouch at this point. So 80 is the highest one. Then that one it is. I think I really did get this far just wearing the default armor, which is funny. So that gives me 1 more slot. 10 endurance is useful, but I think even more damage reduction is better. Like, at some point I have so much DER that I just stop taking damage, practically. I have 30 right now. That's a lot. I am now a nightmare. Come at me, bro. Rest of the game, let's do this. Did I level again? Nope. But I'm good at guns and getting shot, so we're good. Contact Scarlett Lake. Infiltrate Alpha Protocol. That's clearly the final mission. Yep, this part of the game is just called Endgame. You received a call from Scarlett Lake. Meet up with her, see what she wants. Pass along evidence of Halbeck's involvement to her for safekeeping.
Scarlett?
Come in, Mike.
Your door was open. You don't seem surprised. How did you know it was me?
I would have known if it wasn't you. Footsteps are like signatures.
That's an interesting skill to have picked up.
In case you haven't guessed already, I don't have much of a social life. What is it you needed, Mike? Got another story to pass along?
Yes, but it's complicated.
That so? What a surprise. Very little about you seems simple. I was pretty certain you might be Interpol or military. But my gut tells me intelligence. But none of my contacts have heard of you.
Contacts? So you've been checking up on me?
I didn't want to, but you really don't leave me much choice if I want to know the truth.
If I was intelligence, is that something you think I'd tell a journalist?
You tell me. And I'd like you to be honest with me, if you can. I think I deserve that much.
There's not much to say. I used to work for the United States government. I still do in my own way.
What do you mean?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. When you met me in Saudi Arabia, that was my last official mission with the US. After that, I've been on my own. Except for people I've met on the way. Like you.
It doesn't sound like you've had a chance to relax in Saudi Arabia.
That's an understatement.
My military and intelligence contacts didn't have much on you.
Not surprising.
So, I checked the corporate gossip. Halbeck's taken quite an interest in you.
Let's just say Leyland and I don't see eye to eye on business practices. You ever met him?
At press conferences. Quite the snake. But that doesn't explain why Halbeck would be after you.
I accidentally discovered something in Saudi Arabia I shouldn't have. Something that could ruin Halbeck.
What did you find out?
I found they'd been selling weapons to Al Samad, and I got proof.
Is that why you're here?
I don't trust anyone else with it. And if something happens to me, then the world needs to know.
It's that bad, huh?
Pretty bad.
I'll make sure it gets where it needs to go. Are you going to be all right?
I have no idea.
Do you need to leave right now?
No, I can stay. For a little while if you need me to.
Considering I might not see you again, I'd like that.
The world can wait then.
Uses an awkward shadow to hide the fact that 3D people kissing always looks completely absurd. It's basically never come out well. Her affect got really flat. Maybe it's because she was suspicious. But she knew that there was something that I was hiding from her. She almost sounded like a villain for a second there when I was walking in. I'm like, that seems different from the plane trip before. Michael, I'd love to help you, but I'm actually leaving in a matter of minutes. I could try and contact you once I get there, but maybe you can trace my call or something. Anyway, darling, I have to go. Sorry, I could not help you. This is not a made reply. You've reached Stephen Heck, Esquire. I am currently doing things of extreme importance, and I'm unlikely to check my email in the near future. Don't despair, I have a large quantity of narcotics hidden in my anus in case I'm buried alive. Heck. Well, just a lot to unpack there. What the f- I'm just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. Just gonna keep going. I'm not doing this. I'm not spending time on that. Meet with Sheikh Shaheed. Determine what else he knows concerning Halbeck and the missiles. Then either enlist his aid or finish your mission in Saudi Arabia by eliminating him and his men. Whoa. That's one outcome.
Welcome, Agent Thornton. This is the meeting I spoke of long ago in Saudi Arabia, I believe. I have much to share with you.
Is it about Halbeck?
A portion of it is, yes. The rest concerns its partner, your Alpha Protocol program. But that will cost you.
I don't have much more to give, Shaheed. And I did spare your life before.
You know as well as I do. These events that Halbeck has set in motion, they are not well researched. They are conflicts. And then there are wars. What they have started, it is a fire that will sweep the globe.
And that concerns you?
When these events will make my country suffer more than it deserves, yes. and one another may shoulder the rightful blame? Again, yes.
Rightful blame.
Indeed. Are you prepared to betray your own country, Agent Thornton? When I speak of blame, it is the United States that is the one responsible for these events.
I've come this far, and I'm already acting against its best intentions, apparently.
And you have no doubts on this?
As soon as they conspired with Halbeck, they ceased being the government I'm fighting for.
Even though you once owed them allegiance?
My duty isn't to them. My duty is to make sure no one uses other nations as a playground for their financial or religious agendas, especially if people get killed because of it.
I see. You are an admirable man, Agent Thornton. I misjudged you when we first met.
I don't think so. And after this, we're through. So if you're thinking of replacing Halbeck and causing more trouble, I'll track you down, with or without Alpha Protocol.
Very well. You should know the Alpha Protocol you are under. It is designed for such abuse, and you are a victim of it.
I know, but I walked into it, and it's my job to fix it.
I see. But you have come for help, or simply to call a favor due. I have information that should be of use to you in hurting Halbeck. Accounts, transactions, and knowledge of their involvement with your program. And of course, the missile codes you asked for. Although I fail to see what use they are to you.
That's a start.
A start?
Yes. I need you to broadcast something for me. I have a suspicion that's going to cause quite a stir where I'm headed.
What do you have planned, Mike? I've got questions now. Mr. Thornton, when we spoke last in person, I gave you my solemn promise that I would obtain further information in exchange for my life. I said we would meet again, and I promised that I would not hide. So I promised that we meet in person. Saying that he proposes we meet in person, on neutral ground. We already did, though, so it's weird that I got that message after that. Oh well. I'm an all armored up scary boy, and I'm high level, and we're gonna fuck things up now. Any final messages to read? Alpha Protocol. The Alpha Protocol field agents are often responsible for something that's been nicknamed the Yellow Brick Road. While the agency will provide agents with funds and tech needed for their assignment, agents are encouraged to build their own pool of funds and resources, ostensibly so... We were talking this, it's about the fact that I have to fund myself. Records indicate that Sean Darcy's operations in Burma, by the name of Red Lantern, required him to Yellow Brick Road the mission, and his funds are still located in untouched accounts. According to the briefings, the funds from the operation were intended as bribes, but never used. They've remained there ever since, accumulating interest. It's a simple matter to redirect the interest payments to current missions. That's what he's using to fund himself to some extent? U.S. Military Alpha Protocol. One of the most highly trained and well-outfitted military forces in the world, and the soldiers assigned to Alpha Protocol are among the finest. It is notable that many are chosen more for their loyalty, patriotism, and preferably lack of family ties, instead of solely combat experience. Because then they can disappear into a void and do a bunch of really immoral shit, probably. While Scarlett is technically an American citizen, she has traveled so extensively it would be difficult for her to call any one nation home. She became a world traveler at a young age. She first landed in Italy when she was 10, living in a villa in the countryside outside of Milan. Milan? According to reports, her mother, Rosemary, was much the same way, frequently gone for long periods of time on excursions across the globe. Scarlett has had few close friends. She was homeschooled for 10 onwards, but was reportedly extremely close to her mother. That's a specific connection to have. So maybe I could be calling in Albatross and Sis right now, if I'd gone a different direction earlier, but we have Z. That was really abrupt. You had barely met those characters, and then you have to see. Then you were instantly faced with the choice of who to side with permanently. It's like it's kind of seemed oddly paced. Surrender to Sean Darcy, allowing yourself to be captured by Alpha Protocol so they can take you to the Grey Box. From there, you'll be on your own, so make sure you've settled all your affairs before you give yourself up. This is your last chance as a free man to take action. Should probably have a save right before the point of no return. I haven't saved for a while, not manually. It kind of just saves whenever I do anything. Select a handler. Stephen Heck, Z, or Albatross. So those are the options, huh? I don't really like Stephen Heck particularly. But none of them are very likable, are they? They're all, everyone's garbage. Every person's a bad person.
Everything's in place. How about you?
It shouldn't be much longer.
Are you safe?
Probably safer than you. Mike, if this doesn't work...
Goodbye, Mina. Mind if I sit here?
Go ahead. It'll save me from having to call in the squad. All them running?
Never was.
Yeah, well, whatever you call it, I'm here to bring you in. Glad you're not making a fuss about this.
I called you, remember?
Well, here we go. Infiltrate the Alpha Protocol facility and complete your mission. It's going to take all of your skill and probably a lot of firepower, but World War III is the cost if you don't succeed. You have allied with Z, who oddly enough seems like she will meet you at the location. Rendezvous with her as soon as possible. Oman Dang and Ronald Sung have set up a server and are waiting for you to transfer intel to quickly pass on the government officials in the area. Ensure they receive evidence damaging the US only. So it seems like Z was being called in specifically to defend against me at Alpha Protocol. Like they're anticipating me fighting them, but then she's probably gonna be too effective. And as an ally for me. They don't know our connection probably. She just is a mercenary.
So, here we are, Agent Thornton.
Guess you can go home again.
If by home you mean prison. Mr. Westridge first spoke to you in this room, didn't he?
Interrogated, actually. It was a really dull conversation.
When he asked you why you volunteered for Alpha Protocol, do you remember what you told him?
It was my duty. I wanted to serve my country.
I want to serve my country. And you think by being assigned here is the best way to do that?
Give me a mission and I'll prove it.
Does it feel good being a patriot now, Mike? Looking back, everything you did for your country, was it worth it? Because they're not going to do a damn thing for you. They left you out to dry. That's the nature of this place. You'll have to excuse me, but I asked for this next part to be recorded for posterity. I wanted to make sure it's captured perfectly.
It was worth it. I'm gonna see this mission through, Leyland. Henry. I'm gonna see you arrested for those people you killed and see that Halbeck answers for its crimes.
Really?
Count on it.
All right, Thornton. I think you misunderstand me. You see, I'm not here to gloat. I'm here to offer you a deal.
I'm not giving up the film footage, see?
I don't care, Mike. That's a separate appointment in my calendar. Right now, we're discussing you and Halbeck.
What are you talking about?
If you stay here, it isn't going to turn out well for you. The best you could have hoped for was to be captured by Alpha Protocol. Then they can erase you quietly. To me, that seems like a waste of talent.
Really?
Really? Do you know why I used you in the first place?
I'm all ears.
Because I recognize an asset when I see it. That is the reason Halbeck is where it is today, and why our numbers are so high. It's also why Mr. Marburg chose to work for me. It's because I recognize value, and I reward loyalty.
You're offering me a job.
Mike, you already work for me. I just like to make it official. We have an excellent insurance package.
What makes you think I'd even consider that?
Because you can't go back. You found out too much. You know where all the embarrassing little connections are. That makes you a good agent. but a rather large liability. Me, I have a different perspective on the situation. I know what you did needed to be done to achieve results. It's a rare quality to find someone willing to think outside the box.
I still haven't heard your terms yet. And it sounds like you've made this offer before.
This was the same talk Marburg and I had a long time ago, although I didn't know his agency connection when I hired him. You're a special case. I was able to recruit right from the source. So, a few things. One, you're going to be executed at worst, or at best, spend life in a CIA prison in Eastern Europe. Two, this will be the last conversation you will have with another human being. And three, it really wasn't my fault that this whole situation happened, but I think you already recognize that.
I'm listening.
Mike, your government needed my contracts. They hired me to build this place, and worst of all, they created you.
Worst of all?
Yes, because when they create programs like this, there's no accountability. And when people never have to answer for the things they do.
Leyland?
What is it?
I've been dying to do that for hours, but I needed to hear all you had to brag about first.
I'll take that as your answer, then. This was it for you, Thorton. I was your last chance.
I can't wait to show you how wrong you are.
Michael never kills people when he should.
Agent Thorton, allowing yourself to be captured, making us go through the effort of bringing you here. Well done.
It's gonna be nothing compared to the coup de grace. Hope you're ready for it.
Yes. After all, what kind of chief of security would I be if I wasn't considering my options? Well, I confess I'm disappointed things ended like this. I was hoping to convince you to work for us. If not Outback, then the VCI. But that would depend on you.
Fuck off, Marburg. Enlisting with you? That'd be like signing up to get screwed by Alpha Protocol again.
The offer is out of the question, then? Goodbye, Agent Thornton. Perhaps we'll see each other again soon.
Doc will be along in just a bit to administer your meds. Nice knowing you, Thornton.
It comes full circle. They even apparently forcefully shaved my head between scenes.
Michael, darling. I was wondering why you were tied up, although I had not expected the reason to be so literal.
Z, good to see you. You'll have to excuse me if I don't get up.
Oh, you will rise to the occasion, Michael, I am sure. It is good you have time to rest with all this trouble going on. This bed, this is how you woke up here, yeah?
The restraints were a little weaker the first time, and I'm not doped up.
The restraints? Are they too tight?
Yeah, they're chafing.
Oh, that is a shame.
So is there a reason you swung by? I'd offer you a chair, but...
I am here because I never got the chance to tell you my feelings. And now you have no choice but to listen.
Great.
Why, Michael, I never thanked you. Humiliating Conrad like that. A girl dreams of such things happening to her boss.
Good. If you want to thank me, then let me go.
Not quite yet, I think. You are a good agent, Michael. But you see, that is your problem. If you keep taking orders, you will not be free. Not really. This is why you are tied up now.
Can you get to the point? I'm late for my own execution.
Leyland, I have seen his talks with you. The recordings. He is right in a way. Following blindly without question, it opens itself to abuse.
I heard this already.
Yes, but now I will show you how this lesson helps you. I do not like orders so much. I break the rules all the time. Sometimes I ask too many questions. For example, why are you restrained like this? When it would be so much more fun if you were free shooting people.
I would agree.
Because things look so much better when lit by muzzle flashes, I think.
What the hell is going on in there?
You look naked without your weapons. They are in the locker nearby. Get dressed, and let us start the killing.
How do I open doors? I threw a fire extinguisher last time. Oh, here we go. There's my equipment. Okay. I was like, what's happening?
Get to the global monitoring center and get access to the system and all its secrets.
The hell was that crazy German woman running around like it's a sunny day, gonna get herself killed?
Yep, let's fuck them up. Let's go, Z. I'm gonna shoot the irritating people in the face. There are several people who have pissed me off, and I'm gonna give them new breathing holes in their brain. That's enough out of you. You heard something? Man, you should investigate. Who knows what it could have been? Oh, that's a sky turret. Very rude. Nope. Boop. 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 Do I even still have use for money in this game? At this point? No! God fucking damn. Fuck. Fuck! Come on. Fuck you, EMP.
Scarlett?
Mike.
Well, that's not good.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you that same question. Did they hurt you?
No. They asked me a lot of questions, but I think they were mostly interested in finding out what I knew about you.
What did you tell them?
Not much. I think I learned more about you from them than anything you ever told me. Mike, there's something I have to tell you.
Can it wait? We have to get out of here without getting killed.
Mike, it's about what happened in Taipei, about Sung. There was a reason I was there. I was the shooter.
What?
Oh my god.
Why are you telling me this, and why now? There's nothing I can do about it now. There's more important things at stake.
What are you going to do?
You mean, what are we gonna do? I need your help if I'm gonna get out of here. I also need that footage. And failing that, your testimony. No way am I leaving you here. I don't think Leyland intends to pay you, and Alpha Protocol's not gonna be nice to you either. And if you're as good as I think you are, having one of the world's best assassins on my side could even the odds.
All right, Mike. You've got my attention. I'll get the footage and meet up with you. You know, Mike, in the hotel, I wanted to tell you then.
We can talk about it later, after we're both safely out of here.
I'll get the footage and meet up with you. I'll be all right. Go on ahead.
She was secretly an assassin the entire time. She's somehow a photojournalist and an assassin. Ah!
I guess they're scrubbing the evidence claimed, and you along with it.
She was a photojournalist and an assassin, but also has time to go home to do broadcasts, apparently. Somehow. Oh, is that not a... where am I going? Where am I going? I guess just past that guy? Mr. Turret. There we go. She's an assassin. How the fuck does she have time to do all the things she does? Ah! Oh shit. Aha! Lots of enemies at once, but I'm very hard to kill. I'm too hard to kill. You mean your life? You're killing you to death?
We've got Mina. She put up quite a fight, but it's over for her now. Your choice in what to do next. Come after us or her. It's up to you.
Why are you after Mina? They keep having these like choices of which place do you want to go. Let's see. It's Intel is where the map is. I was like, where's the map? I don't remember. Rendezvous with Handler. Contact Alan Parker. Rescue. Where's Mina? I don't know where you rescue Mina. I'm not clear. He frames it like a choice, but I don't know where the locations are. Who's in here? Like last time they heavily telegraphed, like go left for this choice and right for that choice, but this time it's just like, shit's happening.
Is this your way of making me say I need your help? Because I do. These guys are all over me.
Gotta be honest, don't really know where anyone is right now, so I'm just kind of going places.
Predictable. Good. It'll give us more time to wrap up loose ends down here.
Fuck off, Westridge. Just make sure you don't run away before we get to chat.
this is funny. They're being cute. Boop and bam. Oh, there she is.
Mina, I tried to get here sooner. I'm sorry.
You're sorry. This is my fault. When I got back, they were waiting for me. Parker, Westridge, Darcy. They were already suspicious. Me going to find you just confirmed it.
Who hit you?
Darcy. But I hit him first.
I'm getting you out of here. Can you stand?
Yeah, mostly it's my pride that's hurt. But, Mike, this facility is sealed off. There's nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's why I feel sorry for you.
You never give up, do you? do what I can to shut down the security systems.
She's not wrong. She's like, Mike, this is my fault. Yes, it is your fault. Why did you come back here? Why did you expose yourself for the stupid fucking meeting? And then you came back after you'd already exposed yourself. Like, you gave yourself away by meeting me. That was an incredibly bad idea. This is probably my last level up, but I finished all 3 of my trees, so we're pretty much good at that point. %50 increase to all melee attacks? Why not? I don't think she even accomplished anything after that point that was helpful to me. Like, she should have just been in hiding at that point, since we were about to fight Alpha Protocol. I'm glad I was able to figure out where she was, because I honestly wasn't sure where she was. Go. Huh. $2,000, but I don't know what it's for. More dossier to use against Yancey. I got secret Yancey facts. How scandalous. Yancey's capable field skills and his natural distaste for procedure made him a natural fit for Alpha Protocol. He's fiercely patriotic, almost to a fault, unwilling to question orders from above, provided those on the high don't question him on how the job gets done. Secret fact: despite his long marriage, Westridge keeps numerous secrets from his wife. Among his indiscretions, Yancey apparently had an extramarital affair during a mission with someone codenamed Saffron. He also loves the thrill he gets from the danger of being an operative. Keeping this from his wife is one of the hardest parts of doing his job. Looking at the map, it seems like I skipped on meeting with the... Fuck, can I not go back? I think I missed Alan Parker somewhere? What's up with all these point of no return doors? I constantly can't go back. I'm trying to parse this environment. This is the only door I'm allowed to use right now. Whoa! Hi. Whoop! What? I can't run away. What the fuck? Wow, okay, this... This game is hilariously heavy on the point of no return doors. They just exploded the door behind me so that I couldn't go backwards. Alright, I'm not gonna feel that bad about missing stuff then if they're gonna constantly make it so I can't explore correctly. She turns out to be a badass sniper just in time for the part where she can be used in combat. Like, haha, she was a sniper all along. I do wonder if there was a way to, like, find that out earlier. Like, could you have actually caught her, and then she's just not in the rest of the narrative? I'm an idiot. I once again went into a mission without stocking up on ammo. So hope it works out. I keep forgetting to buy ammo before missions. Hello.
You're not getting far. I'll be watching you.
I saw her there before. This is the... Yeah. Is... Trying to recognize it. Is this where I used to... Is this my Saudi Arabia hangout spot? No, I think that was in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, that would make sense. Oh, but that's down there. Money and dossiers. Got some more Leyland a minute ago. Henry learned about Alpha Protocol from his former chief of security, Conrad Marburg. Once aware of the program from Marburg, he used his government contacts to gain access to Alpha Protocol program and use it to his own ends, in exchange for giving the United States deals of various missile technologies. Henry Leyland's family has been downplayed in comparison to the write-ups done in numerous business magazines. His early college years were marked with repeated conflicts with his father, Paul Leyland, over the role of business in the community, with the common debate between the two being the nature of what is illegal versus what is unethical. The more arguments the two had, the more estranged the two became, until Henry's final year in business school, where he ceased speaking to his father altogether. We also had some Alpha Protocol information. The staff for the Black Ops programs have an equally colorful history. One of the founders of the agency was involved in authoring Operation Northwoods, a plan in 1962 to start a war with Cuba. One of the key steps in the plan? Making it look like Cubans shot down a passenger plane when it was, in fact, CIA operatives doing it all along and framing the Cubans. Fortunately for the free world, this plan didn't happen, but it's the means by which Alpha Protocol makes the world a safer place for the United States. I think they're revealing that this entire game is based on like declassified CIA documents of like the kind of fucked up shit that we've actually done, because the CIA is actually the worst. It really highlights how chaotic this whole thing gets when it comes to the question of like, how am I supposed to feel about anyone at this point? Wow, I have a lot of, these percentages got higher. How do I feel about any faction or person or companion and so on? It's like, by the way, one of the characters that you were chill with, they were the antagonist for an entire like third of the game, and they tried to murder a president and destabilize an entire country. So, you know, have fun with that thought. So, just in case you thought you figured out how to feel about anyone, that's fucked now. Which of the many characters are we going to kill first? Oh, bombs.
Hurry and set those charges. Keep
Oh,
an eye out for Thornton. He's still around here.
I found him after all. Let's shoot him with guns. First you, then you. Hello, friend. It's a good thing that you're here, but also, holy crap. Oh, grenade. This is kind of a lot. I've got to try to reach Parker. Oh god, the game's chugging a bit, isn't it? What? No, pick up the ammo. Where are the turrets? They like the turrets? There's a turret. Hey you. How'd I kill him? Somewhere down here? Gotta do a hacking. Cover me, Scarlett. Oh. A turret just opened above me, didn't it? Yep. Fuck you, dude. Alright, so I guess that resolves Parker. So I guess I found him after all. Okay. This betrayal might mean more if I knew these characters better. Oh hey, I have a second health bar of armor. I spent 5 minutes with each of the people in Alpha Protocol before I got kicked out of them, so I'm like, alright Yancey. Half the villains of this game I've interacted with more than you.
Darcy, get your bed ready. On it. Like you won't get by me.
I get to kill Darcy! The guy that I, for some reason, keep photos of at my base, like at my bedside, like he's my lover. So I have to fight Parker, Yancey, Sean. What was his name again? I just said his name. My lover, and I have to fight the guy that got away, right? Like he's got to be here. That asshole. Yay!
Well, there goes our flight out of here. Waste of a missile, but it seems like everybody on this island is trigger happy. Head for the wreckage. I asked the pilot to bring me a resupply in case Leyland refused to pay.
On my way.
Oh, I misinterpreted that scene. I thought that was good news. I didn't know what that helicopter was supposed to be, but I thought it... Oh my... Ah, camera, no! When I'm trying to run away from something, the last thing I want is the camera to whip around 180 degrees with no warning, because then I just can't tell where I'm going. Hey, buddy. I thought that was, fuck, we just said his name, Darcy, yeah. I thought that was Darcy and his helicopter coming to do the next boss fight, and then he got hit by a rocket launcher. I'm like, yay, good job, Z! That's not what happened. I misread the entire scene very drastically. But he is here.
Good to see you. Glad you made it out here to our live fire range. No more practice runs for you. This is the real deal. Keep him busy. I'll be back in a second. The only way
Explosions. You missed. Really embarrassing, actually.
Looks like it's all up to me again.
Whoop.
Only wish me to see me kick your ass, Mikey.
That didn't even blow him up right next to it. Fuck you. Die of gun. Thank you. Oop. Oh. So. Ow! My health bar. How did you hurt my health bar directly without hurting my armor? Thought that was the rules. Fuck, I'm gonna die. No! Alright. Oh right, I come back to life. Fuck, I was putting the controller down. Fast-paced combat is kind of rough with these controls. Oh shit, it's gonna explode. There it goes. It still didn't kill the guy standing right next to it! Explosions are fucking useless in this game. Shut up and die. Why do you keep coming up in the same spot? Darcy, you fool. Oh god. No camera! Oh, why does the camera do that? It makes it so hard to control your character. Yeah. Damn it. Where are you? There you are. Did you think I was there? Oh god. Well, he's annoying. Lots of grenades. Ooh.
What's going on, Mike? Do you need help?
All done here.
Oh, grenades.
Just had to settle things with a colleague.
I stashed more weapons and ammo on the chopper. The one that had the missile accident. Get to it, see what you can recover.
Knew Darcy would fuck this up.
I mean, that's like the entirety of your entire group, right? Like, you're running out of people. Fuck. These are so hard now. These are so hard. You can't make a single mistake, but you gotta go really fast. What? That was correct. Ah. Fuck, those are hard. Those are still easy. Pick up the... It says pick up gadget. I can't pick up the gadget because A is used for every fucking thing. It's cover and running and picking things up and interacting with things in the environment. And constantly, 3 of those are an option at the same time, so the game just loses its mind! Oh, that would have been good to have access to. Shit. Although I would have had to... I really should have bought medkits before I came in here, too. But yeah, to use that to my favor, I would have had to use an EMP. Because there's no way I was going to lockpick that on the fly. I could use more ammo. Loading. This game's chugging hard with how big this map is. It's freaking out a bit. All the enemies look like me with a goatee. Which I find hilarious. Oh, hello. At this point, it's a hello-copter, am I right? Ha. What? Oh, I haven't had one of these for a while. Shit. That was my only shot. God damn it. How did... What happened there? Was it like a chug moment? I was aiming straight at him and then suddenly wasn't. Fuck you. My organs, they're hurt. Ah! Up, 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 up. Oh. He's trying to have jukes. Mad jukes. Fuck. Shit. I missed twice. Well, it's on fire now. That's probably not great for them. Is that ammo up here? Yeah. There we go.
Got you. You should have shot up a flare. It would have been more subtle.
Oh, that's probably bad. They're coming. That wasn't here a minute ago, was it? Am I crazy? Oh, there's like 2 of them up here. I guess spawn more, I think.
Boat approaching the island. I think someone's about to exit stage left.
Westridge is right.
Hi.
He's in charge here.
Well, that means you'll know where he's headed, and you can meet up with him. The topside buildings here are all entrances to an underground facility.
Fuck you, guy.
The structure you see, half a click ahead, that's the entrance to the boat pens.
You're out of luck, Mike. I'm taking the only route off the island. You know, if you get here in time, I might even let you leave with me as a prisoner.
That's a weird offer. I'm like, wow, I can't wait. What an honor. Oh shit. Melee is really awkward. Okay. Let's go, go, go.
Boat's coming in, but we'll need you to open the doors.
Nice job, Mike. But I can't let you leave with that data. Give up now, and we'll go easy on you.
Fuck off, Westridge. Just make sure you don't run away before we get to chat.
Take him out.
Oh, hello. I honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this ending. I kind of wish that Mina was the villain, because that's at least interesting, because she's an established character with like some kind of personality, or at the very least, like I spent a bunch of time with her. Who the fuck is Yancey? The tutorial guy? He talked to me for like a minute or 2 at the beginning of the game, and then I never saw him again. Like, ow, shit. Am I just teleporting around? Am I losing my mind?
Keep the water flowing. It shouldn't be long until we can launch the boat. That's gonna leave a scar. This isn't how it's supposed to end.
You're right, you're supposed to die in 1 headshot. That's not where I was at all.
Not a chance. Now that I've got your attention.
If you're gonna kill me, then do it.
I'm not sure I want to. Yet. I guess I need some closure. I couldn't have made it into Alpha Protocol if you hadn't chosen me. What I want to know is why.
I needed someone who could kill Shaheed, get the missiles back, and keep their mouth shut. I needed someone I could trust.
I didn't have much choice. Orders and all.
That's your defense? Then it's mine too. I had my orders. We carry them out, send out agents, and we don't ask why. Say what you will. You had what it took to get the job done, and then some. That's why you were selected.
It was my life.
What life? You knew the odds going in. You wanted to serve your country. Well, this is it.
If I stayed in the program, I'd have ended up like you, or worse, like Parker. Then someone would have come along who owes one of their corporate buddies a favor, Halbeck or someone else, and we get used because we've been conditioned never to ask.
Believe it or not, Halbeck's interests are our interests. We need their technology.
No, we don't. They almost caused a war, and we helped them. For what? To secure some government contracts?
If you're gonna kill me, kill me. If you're gonna ask for your life back, then ask. But don't waste my time.
We had a responsibility. I had a responsibility. I'm almost done here.
This program is all you know, Mike. Leave it and you have nothing. Really, what are you gonna do? Get revenge? Expose the agency? Or maybe you came back because what you really needed was another mission.
My goals are a little higher than that. Any last words?
Yeah. Go to hell.
Not the best I've heard, but... that's for betraying my country. Now, for Leyland.
This project is all you know. What? I've only been in this project for like 3 months, maybe a month. I don't know how long this game's been. I had a whole life before this.
Going somewhere.
All right, Thornton. What is it you want?
To see you brought to justice.
Please, Agent, don't be a fool. How dare you hit me?
That's for Madison. That's for what you did to Mina. And that's for my life. I could keep this up all day. Now, tell me what else I can't do. You think you can give me orders? Think you have control of this situation?
Thornton, hold on. I'll give myself up. Testify, if that's what you want. I can say what happened here, with your mission.
And all I have to do is let you go, right? See, that's where you lose my interest. Goodbye, Leyland.
Thornton, please. I can pay you.
Mission accomplished, Agent?
Just Mike, if you please. Let's get out of here.
Where to?
I have no idea. I don't even know where here is. Surprise me.
That'd be a change.
What's that supposed to mean?
You're not the most predictable person. Keeping up with you is a lot of fun.
Well, we've made it this far. I think we're done with surprises for a while.
Let's see. I bet there's one or two more in our future.
What? Where are the other 2 people that should be on that boat at least? Wait, do we see them again? Do we just abandon them? Where's Z and Scarlett? Also, how did Mina get so, like, healed up? Am I misinterpreting? I think she was just, like, spotless, like she looked before she got, like, attacked, right? Like, maybe she wiped up the blood, but, like, shouldn't there be, like, lead designer Chris Avalon?
More setbacks for troubled Halbeck Industries today as Russian federal police uncovered extensive evidence linking the corporation's senior officers to illegal arms trafficking. This setback comes on the heels of a mysterious disappearance of Halbeck CEO Henry Leland, who vanished from his San Francisco office earlier this month. American law enforcement is cooperating with Interpol to locate him. In the wake of Halbeck's precipitous market drop, Russian heavy industry has experienced a sudden surge in weapons manufacturing contracts. Sources within the Russian government tell INN that Russia will be moving away from foreign imports in the coming months. What effect such a move might have on the world economy remains to be seen. A series of coordinated bombings in the West Bank left hundreds dead earlier today, in an attack carried out by the Al-Samad terror network. In a video statement claiming credit for the attack, Al-Samad leader Ali Shaheed said that these attacks would continue until Al-Samad's demands were met, demands which include a complete pullout of American troops from the entirety of the Islamic world. The attacks were carried out using a sophisticated new explosive gel, originally developed for the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to clear mountain passes and demolish bridges. The gel is largely undetectable to current-generation chemical bomb sniffers, and even dogs will have to be retrained to identify the explosive. Analysts predict that if terrorist organizations like Al-Samad have acquired large quantities of this weapon, they could conceivably attack extremely high-security targets with impunity, at least until updated security measures can be implemented. The Mid-East Unity Conference, currently being held in Riyadh, has been postponed indefinitely in the wake of this tragedy. Thousands line the streets of Rome today for the funeral of Madison St. James, the young woman killed during the failed bombing attempt of the Roman Museum of Natural History. Miss St. James has become celebrated among proponents of stronger government anti-terror legislation since her death, and her funeral at times resembled a political rally. In the United States, Senator Patrick Darcy proposed Madison's Law, a sweeping bill some have likened to a new Patriot Act in response to the tragedy. As Miss St. James had no known family, Senator Darcy personally paid for her funeral here in Rome. Uncertainty still grips Taiwan in the wake of the deadly riots at last month's political rally. With the death toll standing at over 300, concerns have been raised that President Ronald Sung's pro-independence government has become too aggressive. President Sung survived an assassination attempt during the rally, which many critics are calling an attempt to incite a war between Taiwan and mainland China. President Sung has refused to back down in the wake of the attempt on his life, and in a speech made earlier this week declared that his life meant nothing compared to Taiwanese independence. Taiwanese authorities announced the execution of attempted assassin Wen Shu today. Investigators have uncovered no motive for the assassination attempt. A copy of Catcher in the Rye, a novel famously associated with conspiracy theories and secret American brainwashing programs, was found in his apartment, leading to internet speculation that Wen Shu was an American sleeper agent planted to assassinate Sung and touch off a war with China. U.S. government sources have declined comment.
I take it that's the end of the sequence. I wonder if that song that played at the end and maybe a couple of other ones, like the one that played during the club, might be why this game's pulled from stores. Like, you can't just patch out a song, replace it with like a shittier, get in touch with like fucking, Incomtech. And get a license, just get like a license-free thing just to keep the game available or something. I don't know. That ending seemed weird. It seemed like it seemed like two other characters should have been on the escape boat too. Because did we just abandon them? It's kind of disappointing too that like Z basically rescued me and then never talked to me again, and we never saw her again. It's like they could only handle... It's like they had too many candidates between Scarlett and Z and Mina of who could be doing various things. So you have one person who rescues you, one person that you rescue, and one person who's like in interrogation. And like one of those people shows up at the rescue. One of them shows up to help you fight throughout the entire sequence, and one of them shows up at the end. But like, even though you seemingly have the same goal, you often don't have any backup during the boss fights. Like, it's pretty much the old guy was the last time we saw Scarlett, and Mina never helps us, and Z, I think, never helps us either. And we just like lose track of those characters entirely in the chaos of everything. And then the ending forgets that Z and Scarlett exist, which is, that's iffy. It kind of feels like they ignore whatever options you chose and are like, and now your romance option is Mina! Yay! Here's an ending of her, like, kind of not quite hugging you, but getting really close to you on a boat. This game was a lot to take in. The actual, like, the moment-to-moment gameplay is pretty iffy to not great. Like the gunplay and the stealth and the controls and the glitchiness and the so on. But I don't totally love the dialogue either. I like how there seems to be like a ton of crazy branching paths in the narrative. Like, I enjoy that part of it, and there's a lot of moments in the writing that I enjoyed. But there's like some structural issues in the campaign as a whole, where I just feel like certain plot points just come racing past you, and you have to spend so much time reading emails and dossiers, and then you keep hearing jargon and having a bunch of organizations thrown at you. all to deal with a bunch of zones where, like, honestly, each of the individual areas of Alpha Protocol, Moscow, Taipei, and Rome, each of those you can deal with over the span of about 2 to 3 hours. Like, even at my slow pace, where I'm sitting here reading the text out loud for a Let's Play and everything, like, I finished each zone in only a couple of hours. And so they have a character overload issue a bit. I'm trying to remember just how chaotic it went, but like in Moscow, I believe they introduced Z, and then they introduced Sis, and then they introduced Albatross and the G-22s, and then you have the guy you're actually trying to meet up with in the first place, that's your objective, but then when you meet up with him, you find out about the stabby guy from Far Cry 4, and so you gotta deal with him. And over the course of some part of it's like when you met with the guy that sends you to fight Far Cry 4, you end up siding with G-22 or Sis, I guess, and then the other one becomes hostile to you, or honestly, you just never get seen from again. So we spend this time establishing Albatross and Sis, but I never talk to them again, and they also don't attack me for not siding with them. So there isn't like a boss fight where we take them down. But also the choice happened right after we were introduced to who they were. It's like I'm doing an unrelated mission that has nothing to do with Albatross and Sis, and then Sis interrupts it with a boss fight, but that doesn't give us much because she doesn't talk, so there's no dialogue at all. Then Albatross monologues at me a bit, and then the very next mission I do results in me either siding with Sis or Z, or Albatross or Z. And since I didn't side with Albatross, all that setup was for nothing, because we never deal with Albatross again. Like, he doesn't become the villain because I didn't side with him. He just disappears, and that's like really iffy. And like I think each of the 3 zones had a different version of that, where there was just like a plot point that I'm like, it's not quite handled well. But and some of it comes with the fact that like you get like halfway through the zone. These zones are only like 2 or 3 hours long, but when you're halfway through them, it suddenly establishes entirely new characters and storylines, and it's like, oh god, you're making this really complicated. So like we get like halfway through Rome when we think we're dealing with a different threat entirely of the terrorist cell, but then he's immediately replaced by a completely new villain in the case of the secret agent Old Man. And then after that, we then are introduced to his secretary, and then over the span of like a couple missions, the secretary is now being like threatened to be killed, and it's like, boy, she was around for like a fourth of this zone. I barely know her. Meanwhile, there's a terrorist attack that's going to threaten a bunch of people, and it's like, And then some of the twists, you just barely have time to process. Like, oh, Scarlett's the sniper, and I'm like, oh god, 2 zones ago, what was going on there? And like, what does that mean in the grand scope of things? Like, it's not great news. She's the person I was there to stop, and like, what does it mean for Scarlett to be the person who wanted to kill the president, and like, what was her goal and all that, and what does she stand for as a person? And it's like, too bad we never talk to her again, and then the game ends. So I don't really get to like reconcile that element of it. But anyway, there's a lot of dialogue moments I like, though. I like the sit-down conversation with the secret agent Old Man at the restaurant. Like some of those interactions where they're kind of facing off with each other. There's elements of the Leyland conversations that were kind of fun to play through and so on. And I liked so a lot of the dialogue with Z and so on. I've got mixed feelings about the dialogue choice system, because while it's impressive the game is highly variable in how many things can have outcomes, having to pick 3 to 4 dialogue choices that are all really vague because you don't get to actually see what you're saying is rough, for reasons similar to why it's rough when you play like Fallout 4 and other games like that. If it's not sufficiently clear what you're doing, it's really hard to figure out like what you're saying and what it means. And there's a lot of times where stuff comes out of my character's mouth where I'm like, ugh. Like, it's really telling that when I get a chance to respond to emails and it gives me the 3 dialogue options and I actually get to read them, like I'll click on the like when you think about it, I'm usually clicking on probably the one that I was defaulting to, being like, oh yeah, we'll probably do that one, right? And then I'd be like, oh, no, I'm gonna do a different one. I don't like that, what he's saying there. And like, that's how all the dialogue worked too, outside of the emails. It's just you didn't get to take any of it back, so you just kind of had to like accept it and just go with the flow and just kind of relinquish a lot of control over your character because you don't really know what you're gonna say most of the time, so you just kind of like accept it and let it happen. And that can be a bummer at times. In addition to that, on top of not having a great idea of what you're going to say, it also has a time limit. And sometimes it's a very fast time limit to the point where like you don't fully understand what your opponent's saying and what the other person's saying until they finish saying it. And then when they finish saying what they're saying, you then would want to pick a choice responding to what they're saying. But not only do you not clearly know what they're saying, in many cases, the prompts on the bottom of the screen don't make sense contextually until you finish hearing them completely say what they're going to say, because oftentimes the end of the sentence is really important to what their point is. And by the time their sentence ends, it's too late to pick a choice, because then it just auto proceeds. But like sometimes there was a few times where I'd look at the 4 options or 3 options, and I would just see certain words, and I'm like, what is that even? What is the implication there? Like, what am I even saying in that context? And a lot of times the safe option is just to stick to professional the entire playthrough, basically, if you're not going to try to be like a massive dick at random or something. It's kind of rough because you have 3 dialogue options: professional, threatening, and quote-unquote suave, which is highly variable what they mean by that. And a lot of the game is talking to like 3 different women, eventually a 4th one. And I don't really like, one of the top option, like threatening, is like not an appealing way to talk to them at all. But the other one is to just keep hitting on them all the time. And it's like, that's not appreciated either. So it's like, I basically don't have a dialogue tree unless I'm going to be either creepy or an asshole. Or both. So I'm just sitting here just letting B autoplay for huge amounts of time until I see a chance where like, maybe it'll work this time, and then half the time I'm like, oh god, I regret it. I appreciate that they have some decent responses to some of it. Like, I really enjoyed Scarlett's line, like, oh man, ever since I was a little girl, I always wanted to grow up to become a honey trap. It was like a fun little moment. I'm sure there's more of those if you do worse dialogue options throughout the game. The issue is just kind of like, do you want to just lean into being somebody that you hate the entire game? Because like, did I want to just have my character say shit that I hated the entire playthrough? Which then negatively impacts what everyone thinks of you and so on too. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the path I want to take, but people can. If I played it again, I'd probably never hit B. I'd probably because the whole point would be to have more variability. So I would go in I would probably visit the locations in like reverse order and then only hit the dick button or the dick button. Maybe try stealth or something again and see if I can make it work the second time. But for me, the bit of the downside is just that like, if I play the game again, I think it's still going to be the same missions. Like, dialogue and context will change, but I think the vast majority of the playthrough would still be the same. This is the issue I have with the Disco Elysium, a game that I like so much, is that I'm worried that like, because the game's so full of like exposition and whatnot, which is well-written exposition that was a joy and whatnot, I can't help but feel like while there are certain choices I can make in Disco Elysium that would switch things up and be worthwhile to experience potentially, a lot of the playthrough would be me just reading the same dialogue I read last time and experiencing the same sequences I did last time, and like the temptation would be to make up for that by skipping a lot of the dialogue in order to like get to the interesting stuff. But like then with the skill system in Disco Elysium, there's just so many chances where like a lot of that dialogue could be weird new like skills popping up and new pieces of color, and if you're skipping most of it, then those lack context, so you'd have to read all the dialogue to make that stuff make sense and so on. And similarly here, like there's variability to experience, but it still involves playing the entire game in its full context from front to back again, with all of the repeating content intact. And I'm like, I don't... I'm not sure if that's for me. I entertained the idea going in, but at this point, I'm less sure, because I don't think I love the game or its story or that many of its characters. Like, I don't think, like, it didn't give me a cast of characters that I like, oh man, I can't wait to see what'll happen to them next. I didn't connect with that many people. They don't give you a chance to connect with that many of the characters anyway, because some of them just come and go, and the ones that stick around are mostly there to give you briefings in a pretty neutral way. It's not necessarily my favorite kind of story. I like character-driven dramas, and this is more of a plot-heavy game, where it's all about like, what's the big thing that's happening, and the characters kind of take are kind of set aside a lot of the time, which kind of cuts down on the appeal of playing it again necessarily, because I do think it would just mean playing the same missions again. But it's definitely a memorable, strange, weird, cool game, and I can see why people latched onto it and why people would like remember it still, because it is like an interesting project. Yeah. I'd probably prefer to play New Vegas than to replay Alpha Protocol. Is probably where I'm leaning. But that's not the next game. Sorry for the accidental teaser. That's not. No, I think I know what I'm gonna play tomorrow. Yeah, that could be interesting. Kind of out of left field. Well, I'll see you guys next time.